That is some door.
Solid oak, I imagine.
I'm afraid it's been empty for over a year now, ever since Hugo and his wife went off to live in Switzerland. There. That's better.
You mean no one wanted a place like this?
I gather from the agent there have been 1 or 2 prospective buyers to look over it, but it wouldn't suit most people. With no heating system, a very unreliable water supply. It is 7 miles from the nearest railway station, not to mention the lack of electric light.
All of which makes it quite irresistible to us. Isn't that so, Ned?
It's my idea of paradise.
Well, sooner you than me. Make a reasonable offer for it, and I'm quite sure you'll get it.
What happens in there? May I look?
Please do, it's the library. Hugo used it as a study to write his letters in, as far as I can remember. I've only stayed here twice myself, and that was some years ago now.
Here's my place of work, just waiting for me.
Ned's planning to write a book as soon as we get settled.
A novel?
It's to be called An Economic Basis for Culture.
That doesn't sound like a novel to me.
No, it certainly is not. And I'm going to take up painting and gardening. Flowering shrubs, exotic plants, and flowers in the hothouse.
Cooper, the gardener, lives in the village. I expect you'll be wanting to take him on if you come down.
I'd certainly like to.
He's 72. He did keep the place tidy. It'll be somewhat neglected out there now, of course. Especially the greenhouses. Barbara went in for orchids and gardenias, you know. She hated being in here. But it was poor Hugo's lungs. He needed the mountain air. This is the drawing room.
It's perfect. This sort of reminds to dream about when I was a child.
Did you?
Sure. My sister and I used to lie awake nights at home, planning the kind of grand houses we'd like to live in when we grew up and married wealthy husbands. And then Katie married a preacher from Philadelphia.
You ended up with an engineer from Chicago. But you're hardly poor.
Or you weren't when we first met. No. No, Ned was always comfortable. But, well, I can assure you, we would certainly not be purchasing an English country house were it not for Ned's little windfall with that Blue Star mining stuff.
Yes, you wrote and told me you'd made a small fortune out there.
Mm-hmm.
How clever of Edward.
It was just as well. Coming from New York, I don't think I could have borne many more years out there in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And much as I adore Ned, he wasn't due to retire for another 10 years. Imagine. Well, now we can fulfill our dream a little earlier than most people.
And a crumbling old manor house, miles from anywhere, in a foreign country, is your dream, is it? And the lonely, isolated life that goes with it?
A leader. We both long to escape from the world and into the past. Of course, Ned will have to decide.
Where is he? Still in the library, I expect.
Edward?
Edward? You never call him Edward.
No, only when I'm mad at him or calling his name out loud. He carries better. Edward!
Yes, I'm coming.
We're in here. This is the drawing room. What do you think?
Why, this is a truly magnificent room. Whew.
I suppose you could make it reasonably comfortable with some furniture and lamps and a rug or two.
Comfortable? Listen, if I'm too comfortable here, I won't be living in a genuine Elizabethan manor. Don't you agree, Mary?
Absolutely. Old houses demand austere life.
I want it all for real. Cold water or no water, drafts, creaking staircases, cockroaches, bats, and a ghost.
The Cotswolds are full of ghosts, you know.
Maybe, but I don't want to have to drive 10 miles to see someone else's ghost. I want one of my own right here on the premises. Is there a ghost at Ling?
Yes. There is.
Fine. When do we get to see him? Or is it a her?
Or an it.
Well, according to Hugo, the people round here say there is a ghost, unsettling manner, but you'll never know it.
Never know it. How come?
Well, they say the people who have seen it say they never know they've seen it until a long time afterward.
Afterward?
How strange.
Well, that's what they say.
But don't ghosts take on some shape or form that gets passed on from generation to generation? You know, an old woman with no head, or a crazy child, or something you can recognize when you see it. How's it managed to preserve its incognito?
Don't ask me, but it has.
And then suddenly, long afterward, one says to oneself, that was it?
I suppose so. One just has to wait.
Oh, hang waiting. Life's too short for a ghost to be enjoyed only in retrospect. Can't we do better than that?
You'd better ask Hugo to reduce the price for a retrospective rather than a present ghost. Would you like to see upstairs?
Certainly, you lead the way. But leave us time to catch that train back to London.
Of course. Now, if you do decide to buy, when will you be taking our present?
Well, we'd like to be settled in by Christmas, wouldn't we, Nick?
Yes, just as soon as we can get through the legalities, we'll be moving in. Early fall, I guess.
So you have decided?
This is the house for me.
I am glad. Hugo will be soon.
I'm way up the ladder, dear. Is it important?
I don't know. I'd like you to come. Please?
Oh, Wilson, put those up there, will you? What happened? Did you find the ghost?
No, but something just a little bit thrilling. Over here.
Up here.
Yes.
Hello.
Who?
Stay here.
Edward? Ned? Ah, there you are. Well, who was it?
Who?
The man we saw from the roof coming toward the house.
I don't know. I thought it was Peters from the farm. I wanted to see him about the stable drains. When I got down to the hall and out into the drive, he wasn't there.
He must have been in the drive. He was coming this way and really quite slowly.
I suppose he got up ahead of steam in the interval. So what do you say to our taking a scramble up to the obelisk before sunset?
I'll get my coat.
You know, Mary, they're lucky people, these English. Living on this little compressed island. Where a few miles can be a distance, and there's so much contrast of scenery in a pretty small space. So small a man would
With what?
find it kind of hard to get lost in.
Oh, it's getting quite chilly now. The evenings are drawing in.
It is October, Mary.
I know. The 20th. And a week from today is our wedding anniversary. I'm going to get Mrs. Dockett to bake us a cake. Excuse me, sir. Just to close the curtains.
No, leave them trim. I'll do it later.
Shall I bring the lamps?
Not yet. Not while there's still daylight left.
Very good, sir. Please tell Mrs. Dockett to give us artichokes and turnips more often, will you, Trimble?
Very good, madam.
There are plenty in the kitchen garden, and Mr. Borney is very fond of root vegetables.
Yes, sir.
How's your book progressing?
Just fine, thanks.
I wondered because,
Because?
well, I wondered if your book might be giving you some trouble.
Not at all. I finished the 3rd chapter this morning.
I see. You're feeling quite well, aren't you, dear?
Why not?
Well, I was wondering if the climate here might not suit you after all.
Oh, do I look sick?
No. No. In fact, you may have gained a little weight. You've got good color in your cheeks.
Well,
Well, it's just that I detect a worried look in your eyes that I haven't seen since those early days out in Waukesha. Remember how you used to worry about the business? Those days are over now, so Must be my imagination.
Trimmel, we'll have tea in the library.
Sorry. I have the newspaper in the afternoon post.
Oh, good. Bring me my spectacles, will you, Trimmel? They're on the mantelpiece in the drawing room.
Very good.
It really is absurd that I never can remember.
Remember what?
When one sees the Ling Manor ghost, one never knows it.
Do you think you'd seen it?
Yes, for a moment. But it was only you. I suppose I was trying to see it.
What, me, just now?
Yes.
Really, my dear, you better give up looking for it if that's the best you can do.
Have you?
Have I what?
Given up trying to see the ghost?
I've never tried.
I suppose there's really no point in trying to see the ghost, is there? Since one can't be sure till so long afterward.
Have you any idea how long afterward?
No, none. Have you?
Dying for my cup of tea. And, here's one for you. Thank you.
From Milwaukee. Don't recognize the handwriting. Ned, what is this? What does it mean?
What?
It's a cutting from the Waukesha Sentinel about a man named Elwell bringing a lawsuit against you. Something to do with the Blue Star Mine. What does it mean?
Oh, that. What's the matter with you this afternoon, Mary? I thought you had some bad news.
Did you know about this?
Well, certainly I know about it. It's all right.
But what does it mean? I don't understand. What does this man accuse you of?
Oh, pretty nearly every crime on the calendar.
Who is Elwell? I never heard of him.
Oh, he's a fellow I put into the mine. I gave him some useful advice. He was a junior employee. I gave him a hand up.
Well, if you helped him, why this?
Well, there's a little misunderstanding over the stock. It's very technical and complicated. I thought that kind of thing bored you.
To bring a lawsuit against you?
Well, I guess some shyster lawyer got a hold of him and put him up to it.
Aren't you worried about it?
I was worried and kind of annoyed, this guy making such a fuss.
Why didn't you tell me about it at the time?
It blew over, Mary. It's ancient history now.
It's cutting.
Back number of the Sentinel, I guess.
There's no date on it.
You can forget it, Mary. The lawsuit was withdrawn.
Because he knew he didn't have a case against you.
He had no chance.
How long ago was the suit withdrawn?
Well, I've just had the news now, but I've been expecting it.
Just now, in one of your letters.
Yes, in one of my letters.
Is it really all right?
You can take my word for it, dear. It was never righter.
Just to say I'm going into the garden now.
Fine.
I've ordered luncheon for 1 o'clock.
Good.
Morning, madam.
Morning, Cooper. When are we expecting this man from Gloucester?
Mr. Boyd rightly come on the 11:5 to Anderford. We should be here directly.
What exactly is wrong with these pipes?
Well, they get very badly corroded, madam, and rusted. Then you get leaking. This valve here is the one that's stopping the hot water. Need a new valve.
I see. Well, let's hope this man can fix it. Wouldn't want the frost killing everything off.
That's right, madam.
I'll just go and keep a lookout for him. Oh, I didn't see you. Excuse me.
I came to see Mr. Boyne.
Ah, yes, about the hot water pipes. Well, my husband's working in his study, but you'll find our gardener in the greenhouse. I'll show you the way. Oh. You're not from Gloucester, are you, about the pipes in the greenhouse?
I came to see Mr. Boyne personally.
Have you an appointment with my husband?
I think he expects me.
About his book, I imagine. Well, I'm afraid he doesn't see anyone in the mornings. It's his working time, and he doesn't like to be disturbed. May I ask, have you come a long way?
Yes, I have come a long way.
Well, then I'm sure he'll make an exception. If you go in by the front entrance, you'll find him in the library. It's the first door on the left.
Thank you.
Excuse me if I don't come with you, but I am waiting for someone from Gloucester. And there he is.
There, that should solve your problem, madam. I put a new valve in. Only got to put it together now. How's time, Mr. Cooper?
10-1. You missed the 120 train.
Have I? Oh, dear me. Have to get the next one then.
Can't bring the 250.
My goodness, I'm sorry.
I'll say to Mr. Craig, madam. I haven't had my dinner yet, so he can come with me to the cottage and take potluck.
Oh, it's very kind of you, Mr. Cooper.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll leave you. My husband will be wanting his lunch. You'll send the account on then.
I will, madam. Thank you. Oh. Right, I'll send up this way. And this, madam.
I'm sorry, dear. Are you starving? Ned? Trimmel? Have you seen Mr. Boyne?
No, I haven't, madam. Not since breakfast time. Lunch is ready.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I was delayed with Cooper in the greenhouse. Well, would you go upstairs and tell Mr. Boyne lunch is ready? I expect you'll find him in his room.
Yes, madam.
Mr. Boyne
upstairs, madam.
You sure?
Quite sure, madam.
He hasn't left any message.
As far as I know.
Well, then he must have gone out somewhere and forgotten the time.
Yes, madam.
Perhaps taken that gentleman who came to see him.
Shall I serve lunch, madam?
Yes. I'd better start. There's no point in waiting.
Yes, madam.
Ask Mrs. Dockett to keep it hot for Mr. Boyne, will you? He shouldn't be long.
Very good, madam. Excuse me, madam.
Yes, Trimble?
Mrs. Dockett did mention as Agnes had seen the master leave the house about, 11 o'clock this morning and go off up the drive with a young gentleman she'd not seen before.
Why didn't you tell me that at lunchtime?
Agnes only just said, madam.
I see. Very well. Then send Agnes to me at once.
Yes, madam.
Agnes, ma'am. Now listen carefully, Agnes. I understand you saw Mr. Boyne leave the house this morning with a gentleman who came to see him. What did this gentleman look like? Can you describe him? It's very important.
It's hard to say, ma'am.
Or was he young or old or what?
He was quite tall, ma'am. And he put me in mind of a foreign gentleman, really, from what I could see from the kitchen window.
How do you mean foreign?
Well, his act was funny, ma'am. And he wasn't like, well, other gentlemen I've seen round these parts. He was different.
Different. And they just walked off together?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Down the drive towards the lodge gates.
All right, Agnes. Thank you, Trimble.
Oh, I was worried, madam. I didn't know where you'd gone.
Is Mr. Boyne back yet?
Not a sign of him, madam. None of the servants have seen him either. I've asked them all. And Wilson.
I see. Thank you.
Didn't you want your tea, then?
No, that's all right. You take the tray. I'm going into the library.
My dear Parvis, I have just received your letter announcing Elwell's death. And while I suppose there is no further risk of trouble, it might be safer. That's as far as he got. I can only presume that this young gentleman who came to call walked into the library at that moment and interrupted him.
That would seem to be the case, ma'am. And you think this letter might throw some light on your husband's disappearance?
It's possible, but the case had been dropped. My husband said it had. I imagine Mr. Parvis to be someone who he knew out in Waukesha, Wisconsin, who was aware of the trouble he'd had with this Mr. Elwell.
Well, ma'am, we put out the alarms as wide as possible. Notified all local police stations, neighboring county constabularies, and informed station masters all along the railway line.
I see.
They've all had a description of your husband and instructions to look out for the gentleman, on his own or accompanied by a younger man, answering your description of the individual who called on him the morning he went missing. And that's about all we can do for the present, ma'am.
I understand.
We'll get out posters, of course, as soon as you can let me have a photograph.
Yes, I've got one for you. It was taken last year.
Now that should be a help. Thank you, ma'am. We'll have that enlarged and printed up. As I say, it's a bit early yet to call in Scotland Yard. Not until we've completed all possible investigations locally. But it may come to that.
Yes, thank you. I'm sure you'll do your best.
We shall, ma'am.
I've brought another lamp, madam, in case it's too dark in here for you to see properly.
Yeah, that's all right, Trimble, I can see.
Oh, well, I'll put it down here then. Oh, you look that tired, madam. Why don't you go out and rest in your bed for a while, and I'll get you something to eat early.
I must go on till I've been through all these papers. Besides, I'm not hungry.
But you've eaten hardly anything these last 2 weeks, madam. You must keep up your strength.
I'll have something tomorrow.
Am unable to suggest what might have been the content of your husband's unfinished letter to me, having no detailed knowledge of the lawsuit brought against him by Mr. Elwell beyond the bare facts as reported in the Waukesha Sentinel. Regret I am unable to assist you further in this matter. Your obedient servant, Harold Parvis. See what I've found.
You mean no one wanted a place like this? You mean nobody wanted a place like this?
Edward? Edward, where are you?
So small a man
What?
would find it kind of hard to get lost in. So small a man would find it hard to get lost in.
Who was it? Who was it?
Tell her I'm here. Tell her I'm here. Tell her I'm here. Tell her I'm here. Tell her I'm here.
Tell her I'm here, would you?
This gentleman has called to see you, madam.
Mrs. Boyne, Harold Parvis from Waukesha, Wisconsin. If you could spare me a moment of your time.
Yes, Of course. Show Mr. Purvis into the library.
Yes, madam.
Excuse me, I shan't be a moment.
I don't say it wasn't straight, and yet I don't say it was straight. It was business.
I don't understand business matters, Mr. Purvis. I never have. It was very good of you to take the trouble to come all this way, but
It
quite
was no great
frankly-
trouble, ma'am. I had other matters to attend to in London, so I reckoned on taking the train out this way while I was over here to call on you and pay my respects, and maybe see if you'd care to help a little with Bob Elwell's family.
Bob Elwell's family? How do you mean? I know my husband was writing you a letter about the Elwell case when he disappeared.
You are aware of the situation regarding the Elwell family at the present time.
No, I know nothing about them. Please tell me.
But surely, the little matter of the Blue Star mining stock.
I know my husband bought Blue Star stock and made a great deal of money and put this Mr. Elwell into it. Ned told me all that. But then Mr. Elwell, for some reason, decided to sue my husband.
Your husband sold out and took the profit on his stock. He knew the shares were overpriced and that an adverse engineer's report was on the way.
Well, that was very wise of him then, wasn't it, to sell out?
Sure, but he never warned Bob Elwell to get out, and the poor man lost his shirt. Now, seeing Bob had put Mr. Boyne onto the project in the first place.
Oh, no. Surely it was the other way around.
I'm sorry, but I have to contradict that, ma'am.
Are you accusing my husband of doing something dishonorable?
Not doing so much as failing to do. The failure to warn his junior colleague in the firm that the Blue Star stock was going to fall. He withheld the knowledge from Elwell. You see, Bob Elwell had borrowed every dollar to buy that stock. That's why he felt so bitter against Mr. Boyne. And who's to blame the guy? It's the reason why he brought the lawsuit.
On the other hand, Mr. Elwell's lawyers must have advised him to drop the case, didn't they?
Sure.
So there can't have been any question of illegal action by my husband.
Bob's lawyers knew he didn't have much of a case in law. In fact, it was when they told him so that he shot himself.
What did you say?
He took his own life, Mrs. Boyne, because he had no more money and a mighty large debt. To be precise, the poor guy made 2 attempts at suicide, wounded himself the first time, and finally killed himself a couple of months later.
If you knew all this, why did you say in your cable that you didn't understand my husband's unfinished letter to you?
The case was closed. Elwell was dead. It didn't seem to me that telling you all the details would help you to find your husband.
Then why are you telling me now?
Well, first of all, I figured you'd know more about the Blue Star mine stock than you seem to. Second, there's been a lot of talk lately in the Milwaukee and Waukesha newspapers about the bad state of Bob Elwell's family. You see, his widow battled on as long as she could, going out to scrub floors and taking in sewing, but she got sick. Heart trouble, they say. Well, with Bob's old mother to care for, as well as her 3 children, she finally broke down and had to ask for help. They ran the story again in the press, and a whole lot of people in Wisconsin sent in money to a kind of charity fund the firm started. Your husband's old firm, Mrs. Boyne.
Yes.
You see, Bob Elwell was a very well-liked guy, and a heck of a lot of well-to-do folk, both in Milwaukee and Waukesha, subscribed to help his widow and kids. So I figured maybe you might care to, I have the cutting from the Waukesha Sentinel right here. It's a little sensational, of course, but I guess you better look it over. Underneath, you'll find a picture of Bob Elwell.
This is the man who came for my husband.
Mrs. Boyne, are you all right? Let me get your glass of water.
No, I tell you, this is the man.
What man?
I know him. He spoke to me in the garden. This is the man who came here to see my husband on the day he went away.
It can't have been Mrs. Boyne. That's Robert Elwell.
This is the very same man. I can remember his face.
But that's not possible, Mrs. Boyne. Bob Elwell was dead by then.
The man who came to me in the garden and asked for my husband was this man. There is absolutely no possible doubt.
It can't have been.
It is. Mr. Purvis, would you tell me something, please? It's very important.
If I am able to, Mrs. Boyne.
You said that this man Elwell tried to kill himself twice, that he wounded himself with his revolver.
Sure. They got him to hospital where he kind of hung between life and death for a while.
When was this?
When?
Yes, the first time, the date. Please try and remember. I have a reason.
Well, I don't know, Mrs. Boyne. I can't remember. Sometime in a couple of months ago, I guess.
I want the date.
Let me see that cutting. Maybe it says there. Yes, here it is. Elwell admitted to hospital after wounding himself with his revolver on October
The 20th, wasn't it?
Yes, the 20th. So you did know?
Sunday the 20th. That's when he came first.
Elwell came here?
Yes, twice. We saw him from the roof. October the 20th. I remember the date because it was the first time we went up Meldon Steep. He came down the drive towards the house. He was dressed exactly as he is in that picture. My husband saw him and ran down to meet him. He'd vanished.
Elwell had vanished?
Yes. I couldn't think what happened. Now I see. He tried to come, but he wasn't quite dead enough. He couldn't reach us. He had to wait for 2 months to die, and then he came back again. And I sent him here. To this room. To take my husband from me for the rest of time.